Hey everyone, so today I thought I would film a plan with me for the week. I am planning for the week of January 27th through February 2nd. That will be our 22nd week of school. Typically I do the bulk of my kind of planning and prepping towards the end of the previous week. Like as I have pockets of time, as my kids are, working on some things independently, I'll run copies or fill out my planner, things like that. Because I knew I was going to film this, I did not completely do that process. I like to have my weekends as free as I can. So typically when we're done with school on Friday, I'm already prepped for the next week, unless there's like a novel I need to pre-read or something like that. So that I can head into the weekend and have that time for myself and not have to do school. If I want to, that's fine. Sometimes I do. But anyway, this is not like that because I was going to film it for you. So I have to get this done today now. But normally this is already done. Friday when we end school, we pack it up and we're good until Monday. I did kind of lay out the week in my planner because it's pretty simple. I don't put a lot of specific details in my planner. I will still have to do that in my kids' planners. But at any rate, I think I'll start with our group subjects and kind of just prepping that. And then I'll move into my kids' individual. So for our group subjects, we do the bulk of them on Friday. The only thing, I say group, but they're really kind of doing them individually, I guess is a better term. As far as these ones in the morning, they just are both doing the same thing. But the only thing they do is their multiplication fluency and sentence analysis. So I just load up clipboards for them. And I already printed what we need. Actually, this is our last week for multiplication fluency. And then we will have to add something else in. So I have these printed. Those are just from a pack I got on Teachers Pay Teachers. And then we've been doing sentence analysis from Grammar Voyage, the Practice Voyage book. So again, these I already copied, I think probably on Friday. So I just put one of each pack on their clipboards. And I just write the day of the week because sometimes they get confused. And they just are doing these Monday through Thursday. So this one I will do for my 7th grader. Same for this. Yes, they know how to write their own name on the tops of papers, but this is fine. 127 to 131. All right, so hers is, let me see here. I like this to go this way so that we can fold over as we go. But these, she'll just have to pull that one out, I guess. Okay. So there's hers, and then I'm just going to do my son's. Same thing. So typically after they do these, we just go over them together. And right now they're just doing the first 2 lines and I think 1 or 2 parts of the 3rd line do they look for. So I need to write his name. And 127 to 131. Okay. So those are done. That's all they do on those. So I can set those aside. Okay, Friday folders. Those are going to take me a minute, so I'll come back to those. Our read aloud, we're doing audiobook. We are doing the Story Collector. I had planned to start with the book Ahimsa because I thought that I had bought it on Audible, and since I bought it, I wanted to do it. if you're new here, a lot of these read alouds were scheduled for last semester and we just didn't get through them. Plus I had some scheduled for this semester, so I went through and just picked a few to actually complete. Anyway, I did not have a HIMSA on Audible. I must have just checked to see that it was available and I hadn't purchased it. So since I hadn't purchased it, I didn't really want to do it. So we started with the Story Collector. We got through chapter 6 last week. So this we just, we listened to it on our drive to co-op, and we listened to it a little bit on Friday during our group time when they were working on their state studies. We have this playing. So I don't really need to do anything with that. Let's see, what do I want to do next? Okay, our states and regions, we are finishing the Western region. And so what we were doing, my kids have their little notebooks. I've showed them before, so I'm not going to pull them out. But typically when they're working on those, they're looking through the 50 states book. They're filling out their information. We're listening to our audiobook. Before we dig deep into them, I like to read a few things out of this book, the Curious Kid's Guide to the Awesome 50 States. So I'm just going to mark the 2 states. I think we're doing, I covered it up. I think we're doing Utah. What are we doing? Wyoming and Utah. Okay, so what we have done in the past, we do 2 states a week, and we were picking recipes from this book for each state that we did, at least trying to do 1 recipe for a state. Sometimes we just do one state and that's it. But it was getting to be a little bit overwhelming for me, and I ended up being the one who was making the recipes and the kids weren't really doing much. So what we decided to do is in the back of this book, they give you a regional menu. So just when we finish a region now, we will make a meal, the meal that they have in the back. So that's what we're going to do this weekend, is we're going to do the menu back here for the West. So I already have made my grocery list and all of that. So that part's done. But anyway, let me mark these quick before I forget. Wyoming and Utah. So before they open up their books and start doing their work, I'll usually just flip through here and read. In fact, they'll usually have the books out, so they might share some information that they see as well. But I think it's fun just to read some of the things in here. So I'm going to mark those. And then when we finish a region, I try to either I read this or I have them go sit and read this. Likely this week I'll have them go sit individually, each read through this just as kind of a recap. So that's really all I have to do for that. Grammar Voyage, similar. I already have my copies made that I need. I have 1 student book. I made my copy, and then I have my teacher book here. So again, there's nothing I have to do for that. We just do a couple of pages together on Friday. Brain Food, I wanted to make some flashcards, which that I haven't done yet. So I don't know if I'm going to get to that or not. To go along with the fallacies, the logical fallacies, and the cognitive distortions that we talked about. So we'll see. If I do that, it will be not in this video. But anyway, there's nothing I have to do for this either, other than just make sure I can find it. So that's good. Power of the People, we are moving on to letter L, which is for libraries. And I do kind of like to look at this ahead of time and see kind of what the activities are. If there's a video that I think we want to watch, and I do, and I'll tell you why here in a second. So I do think we'll watch this. Let's see. Well, I think, let me get the book out here. I don't pre-read the selection because we read it together. But sometimes I do need to just see exactly what we're talking about specifically. I want to see how much they're going to talk about it doesn't look like a lot. I wanted to see how much they were going to be talking about Pura Belpre, because I think that maybe I probably won't be able to get a oh, there is a video. Okay, actually, yeah, we're gonna watch this too. There's a really good like picture book, a couple good picture book biographies on her, but I likely won't be able to get them before we do this. So we will watch that video. And let's see. We'll probably do all of the activity pages. They don't do the coloring page, but I do like to have them do these, and these both look like they won't take a ton of time as well. So that's that. I don't have to do a whole heck of a lot for that. But because that is about libraries, and because our Read Aloud also is a little bit about libraries, so like every chapter here begins with like a Dewey Decimal number, and it like takes place in the library. I thought this would be a good week to do a little activity that I had planned as part of our creative writing unit. Let's see if I can find it here. So if you've been around a while, you know that I had originally planned to do picture book study and writing our own picture book in the fall semester, and then writing our own chapter book in the spring semester. And then I realized that was way too much to fit into 2 semesters. So we kind of dropped the chapter book part, and we're just continuing on with picture books. But when I planned that, I had planned for us to do a little study on the Caldecott medal, and then I had one for the Newbery as well. And I think that since we have so much going on with the library this week, that this would be a good week to do these. So I will likely, yeah. And then I think what we'll do is take a field trip to the library on Friday as well. So Friday's got a lot going on. I might have to do a little bit of this in little pockets of time throughout the rest of the week if I can find them. But this can tie in with our creative writing as well, at least the Caldecott one. So maybe we will do, I think we'll just do the Caldecott. I think I will hold off on the Newbery one for another time. All right, so we will do this. We will discuss the awards a little bit. I will give them some of the information in this little pack, and we will do some of the activities in here and go to the library. So I lost my green pen. Oh, that's so sad. I use green for our group subjects. I guess I'll have to use light green because I don't know where it is. Oh, look, I already wrote that in here. Library field trip and award winners. Okay, look at me. Totally ahead of the game. Okay, so that's good. But I've got this together now, and I will put this with our Power of the People, so I have it all in the same place. In fact, I think I'm just gonna make, I'll put all of our Friday stuff together in a pouch, instead of just having it floating around my cart. That's what I'll do. Okay. All right, guys, if this video has not been the picture of Hot Mess Express, I don't know what has, but I realized when I was going over all of our group subjects for family, I talked about creative writing. I didn't actually show you what we're gonna do because I moved into the library field trip and award winners, but we will be working on kind of the introduction to their picture books that they're working on. So I have this that I'm adding to our little Friday pouch of things, and that's what we'll be doing for their creative writing. And then we'll tie that into our library field trip and award winners and all of that. Okay, popping back out now. That's good. What else do we have? Our immigration unit study, that I've got to do some planning for. The kids just do regular math. We have a read aloud that we started last semester, how the states got their shapes. So I would like to get caught up in that a little bit. And then I also want to play a states game. So we'll do our regional dinner and we'll have kind of like a game night. I really wish I knew where my dark green pen was. All right, so that's good, that's good. I need to do this. And then our big ideas, I don't do anything for other than we read it. So I already have it marked. We're almost done with this. We read the section in the kids' journal about what they read. So that doesn't require any prep on my part. Okay, and then our immigration unit study, that one is gonna be a little bit more work because I've kind of been, we just started it last week, but I've kind of just been letting, like I didn't pre-plan a lot of this other than knowing, oops, not this book, other than knowing what books I wanted to use. I'm just kind of seeing where it goes. And so last week we read the introduction in this book and we watched some videos. They did a drawing. We did, they talk about the Woody Guthrie song. So we watched a video of him singing along with the picture book that goes with it. We watched that on YouTube, and then they made a picture based on what they thought This Land Is Our Land meant after kind of listening to that song. Then we watched some current news stories specifically about immigration, and they made a picture of what they thought This Land Is Our Land means to them after watching those news stories. I'm not going to show their pictures because they are, you know, somewhat personal to them, and I don't want them criticized for their beliefs on it. But that was a really kind of powerful activity that we did. That's what we did last week. I think for this week, I have a book coming in on the Statue of Liberty, so we might do something around that. But I think we're just going to read the introduction in this book because we haven't done that yet. And there's this name tag activity that I think we will just go ahead and do that. In fact, you know what I think we might do? So this activity is they're making a name tag with images and words and things that kind of define who they are, both their inner and their outer self. And it says, make a prediction when family, friends, or classmates see your name tag. Will they be able to understand how you define yourself? But I think it might be cool. I'll have to see if I can work this in. One of my kids has a friend with the same name as them, from a completely different background, different religion, different skin color, all of that. And so I don't know, it might be interesting to like make a name tag for each one. I don't know. I might try to do something with that. So anyway, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to read this chapter and keep it pretty simple, I think, for right now. And I'm probably going to have them pick what reader they want to start on. I shared a bunch of these in my immigration book resources video, so I may have them pick a reader to start on their own. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Immigration, nation, pages. And like I said, if the Statue of Liberty book comes in, I may kind of work that in as well. 2. This is a lot of reading. I don't know that I want to do any more than that. I'll just write plus Statue of Liberty. Okay, so that's immigration. Is that everything? Oh, they're Friday folders. So for math, I'll just say my son usually just does another lesson in dimensions. We'll see. Last week we cut it out because this took so long. And then my daughter also, we typically do a lesson in math with confidence. So, and then they're Friday folders. So let me get to their Friday folders. I keep kind of a big pouch of stuff for my son that I pull from for his. They also take their time tests for their multiplication fluency. And my son has been doing these little vocabulary. These are from curriculum and culture. That was last week, so I will pull that out. And I don't know if he has any more or if that was the last one. So I will go through his pouch, or yeah, this pouch that I have for him. He always does a word ladder, so I'll pull that out. And then I usually have him read one of these studies weeklies for Ohio. I have them left over from my daughter. Okay, he does have more of this slam dunk vocabulary, so I'll put that in for him. He does a spelling test. And then I had this that I had bought for him, so I've been putting these in here. I've been picking one. I think we'll do this one. He practices the drawing, and then he just writes a little paragraph. All right, my camera fell over. That was awesome. Anyway, so I will put one of these in there for him on cats, and he will enjoy that. That's good writing practice for him. So that's what is going to be in his Friday folder. That's just stuff that he can work on just individually, relatively independently. But keep in mind, when I say that my kids are doing things independently, I'm literally sitting right here at the table. It just means I'm not typically doing a formal lesson with them. Okay, and then for my daughters, she'll have her timed test. Let's see. What else I have for her? Oh, we're gonna do that. So we've been using the race strategy. I shared a video on it. I have a bunch of packs that I bought from this particular seller on Teachers Pay Teachers. And I've been putting some stuff in for reading comprehension, which I'll talk about when I get to that in their individual work. Because I don't know, I feel like these are a bit of reading comprehension. But anyway, this particular pack, they're comparing 2 different source texts, and she started this one last week, and I want to work with her some more on it, that will go in her reading comp folder. But then by the time we get to Friday, I would like her to try another one kind of on her own. So that will go in her Friday folder. And then also on Friday, she doesn't have her regular Latin curriculum, so I am adding this Minimus in for her. And we have the DVD. She has it on her cart, but I'll just put that in her folder as well. All right, so that is her Friday folder. So that is all of our group subjects or Friday work is ready to go. That took forever, I'm sorry. All right, now I'm gonna move on to my son's individual work for the week. All right, so we are now on to my son, his work for the week. He is in 4th grade. This is his planner. I pretty much set it up the same every week. I write the school week up here. I write other important things that he might care about, like when my husband is off, when we have other things scheduled, that kind of stuff. All right, so he starts his day with his clipboard and his math. So I'm just gonna write those. Both of my kids really like to cross things off, and that's part of why I do a planner like this for them. Also, it helps, oh my gosh, I can't write today. It helps that they don't have to wait for me for every subject. If it's something that they can get started on their own, and I'm working with their sibling, they don't have to wait to ask me what it is they're supposed to do. They can just go to their planner and see what they need to do and get started. So it just helps move things along. And I'm gonna write library, I guess down here. Okay. So I'm gonna fill in his math lessons here, and I'll probably fast forward through a lot of this because you likely don't need to see it. You don't want to watch me write every single thing. All right, so I need to see what lesson he's on though, because I don't remember. Okay, so he is on, what chapter is this? Chapter 11, exercise 4. So 11:4.
11:5. I don't know when this chapter ends. 11:6. Test A and test B.
Okay, so that's math. Then he moves into history or science, depending on the day. Except for on Wednesday, he does both. All right, so for science, he's using Evan Moore, Daily Science Grade 4. He already completed Science Mom last semester, so that is why he is doing this right now. And honestly, it's just, a lot of it's mostly review. He does pick up a few little tidbits, but he does 5 pages at once. That's just the way he wants to do it, so I'm fine with that. So I just write Evan Moore and the page numbers, 117 to 121. And then I get books from the library for him on whatever the topic is that he's doing in here, and or DVDs. So I have a bunch of books here. He's been, the Rocks and Minerals, I think is like 3 weeks of a unit. So he will pick one of these and read it after he does the unit. So plus library book. And then 122. Let's see, is he gonna do this one? Yeah, he can. Okay, I have the stuff to do that. 5 plus library book. All right, and same thing here. Pages 129 to 133. And have to get out some books for this. I already have them from the library, so I just need to grab them. Plus library book or DVD. I think I have a DVD. Let me check. Okay, so these are what I have for him from the library. There's a Bill Nye DVD and just this Inner Workings book that must have something with electrical currents, and that's why I picked it. I don't remember. I put these on hold like a month ago. So anyway, I'll put these on his cart as well for the end of the week, and that's what he has for science. So now I will move on to history. All right, so for history, he's doing Curiosity Chronicles Ancients. We are getting towards the end. Let's see here. I think he just finished. No, he hasn't done 33. He must have finished 32. Yeah. So he'll be on 33 this week. And some weeks he does 2 chapters. But I'm just going to have him do 1 chapter this week. So on day 1, he'll do chapter 33. Listen, read. And then I will get his folder set up with the rest of what he needs to do. So, oh, here we go. Okay. We have 33, so he'll do those. These are for his lab books, and then he can do that review. All right. Okay, so on Monday, he will do timeline. Map work, and usually I just write Monday pack, and then whatever I put in here for Monday pack, which will be these. So he'll know to do those. Oh, and I put his, I need his timeline pieces out. Did he already? Oh no, there they are. Okay, so we have 33. And I should have stapled that with it. I will just write Monday on here. And then these will be Wednesday. And then I think he already read all of the Rome library books that I had gotten him because he's been doing Rome for a few chapters now. So I don't have any additional library books for him. Okay, so let's see, history. I'm just gonna write Wednesday pack. If I write a chapter again, he'll think he's supposed to listen to the next chapter. He won't read the number. So, okay, that's good. That's history. And again, I'm sitting right here when he's doing this, so like, there's discussion that's happening and things like that. And when he gets to his Wednesday pack and he has the little cootie catcher review, we'll do that together. So, all right, that's his history and science for the week. What do we have next? Fix it, vocab. Oh, he's done with vocab. He finished vocabulary workshop. Yay! So fix it, spelling, reading comp. Okay, I'm not going to make you watch me write this. Okay, so I wrote that in his planner. For fix it, he is on to week 22. So typically what I do is I do this page with them, and then he does the rest on his own, and I just check it. So 127 to 129, and then 130, 131, and 132. And then for spelling, he just knows to go to the next list, essentially, from where he is. Yeah. So he just knows to go to there, to week 7. So I'm not going to write anything in his planner for that. Okay, and then, oh, reading comprehension. This one's kind of driving me crazy. I'll tell you why here in just a second. Okay, so where are we? So for reading comprehension lately, we have been doing the Evan Moore Reading Fundamentals, and it's okay. But honestly, there are things I don't love about it, and so I've been trying to kind of switch it out occasionally with some other things. So last week I did race strategy with him, and I think we're going to do another one of those this week as well, or a few of them, I guess, this week as well, because the Evan Moore stuff I want to do a little bit more instruction with him on, I think. So for this week I'm going to pick and some of the packs that I have from the lady who does the race strategy have other reading comprehension components. Although I feel like just answering the question is a bit of reading comprehension. But at any rate, I think I'm going to pick a couple of these. So it has the little kind of source text here on this side, and then they answer the question using the race strategy, and then there's a few other questions on the back. So I think I'm going to have him do some of these this week. Yeah, oh, he'd like this one. Let's see, we'll do Making Millions, we'll do The Benefits of Music, do Amelia Earhart, and Automation. I think those are the ones that will speak to him the most. So that's what we'll do for reading comprehension this week. So that's super simple. He'll just do, you know what, I should probably label them so there's no question what he's supposed to do. I do like to get him started on these, so, but just in case. Sometimes my kids think they're being really helpful if I'm busy by just going on and starting the next thing, and sometimes that's good, and sometimes it's not. I like to let them know in their planner if it's something they need to do with me. I highlight those in yellow just to kind of, you know, keeping mistakes from happening, doing something that I didn't intend for them to do, or in a way that I didn't intend for them to do it. Okay, so reading comprehension, I'll go ahead and write that. Okay, so next for him is Hearth and Story. And he finished The Giver last week. He really liked it, and he wanted to go to the library and get the next one in the series because he saw that it was part of the series, so that was great. And he has actually finished now the 5th grade Hearth and Story. He did the literature, the short stories, like the novels, the short stories, and the poetry. And we're going to be working on some of the writing, but he's finished all of the literature. So I have some other things planned for him later in the semester. But I had purchased one of their 4th grade novel studies. The reason he's doing 5th grade is, one, he's a really good reader, but also, anyway, the 4th grade wasn't out at the time. So we just said, you know what, we'll just make 5th grade work. But now 4th grade is out. So I went ahead and picked one of the novels from 4th grade that I thought he might enjoy, which is this one, The First State of Being. And so he's going to do that before we move into some other stuff. In fact, I had him start it on Friday, just to kind of, I don't know, just to start it. So he on Friday did this part and then chapter 1, and he did the page for that. So I already labeled this, look at that. So on Monday, he'll do chapters 2 through 4. Tuesday, he'll do 5 to 6. Wednesday, 7 to 8. And Thursday, 9 to 10. Those are the chapters he'll read, and those are the pages that he'll do. I don't always mark the book, but apparently I had free time on Friday because I did mark the book. So I'll just write in here, chapters 2, was it 2 to 4? Yeah.
2 to 4. There's 5 to 6. 9 to 10, the last one.
Okay, so that's super simple. And I will read ahead in this. I just find that that works best for me to kind of really be able to engage in conversation with him. Helps keep him on track with his reading and makes him motivated to do this and not skip. So I will work on that at some point, or honestly, probably what I'll do is get the audiobook and listen to it when I'm going to bed at night. But at any rate, that's that for him. Okay, we have health, social studies. Okay. All right, so for health, he is just working his way through this 4th grade Harcourt Health and Fitness. And then he does some of the activity pages, and I just move these little, he used to do this Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we changed it to Monday, Wednesday. I don't know if you can read that, but I ran out of these little tabs, so I just crossed them out and wrote over. I figured that's good enough. He knows what it means. So what I do is I just place these next to whatever lesson he's doing. So like it's just a little bit that he does. He reads those pages in the book and then just answers those questions. Also he's done with, so I will put that in there. And then I put this here. I put not these here because otherwise sometimes he would randomly pick one of these and try to do it and then be so confused. It was a whole thing. So what I'm going to do is just write the pages in here that he's going to read. 252 to 255 and pages 256 to 259. All right, so that's health. That's super simple. We just talk about what he read after he read it. It's not, that one's not super hands-on for me. And then social studies, this he mostly does independently. Oh, he has to take this little test. Did I not assign that last week? No, I didn't. Okay. So he's gonna do page 134. Anyway, he does do this mostly independently. And what was really funny is when we were doing our immigration unit last week, I was talking about why people, some of the reasons people choose, immigration to America. And he said, oh, that's a push factor. I read about those in social studies. And so he was able to tell us all about push and pull factors, which was great because I was planning to talk about that some more. But anyway, so this is beneficial and he does get a bit from it, even though he does it mostly independently. Okay, what am I gonna have him do? I want him to be done with this, if I'm being honest. So he's gonna take that little review from the previous chapter, and then he's gonna start chapter 20. So I think, I'll have him do to 137, and then I'll have him do 138 to 141. Yeah, he's almost done. All right, so that's social studies. And then lastly, what is he at? Piano, typing, drawing. For piano right now, he is working through a workbook that I have for him. I paused Hoffman Academy because he really wanted to work more on being able to read and compose his own music. And so we're doing this right now so that he can spend more time focusing on reading music. And typically I have him tell me which lessons he wants to do. All right, so I'll just have him do 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and then he does typing with type C, which is 15 minutes. I don't care if they finish a lesson, I just want them to do it for 15 minutes. And then he is doing drawing. Oh, and we do one-on-one, which I need to figure out what he's gonna do for that, but I usually just decide that day. Okay, he's on lesson 5 in drawing. He's doing the Mark Kistler Learn to Draw in 30 Days. Okay, so that is his week. Everything's ready to go. I just need to straighten up his cart a little bit because I made a little bit of a mess getting things out to do this. So here I'm just going to highlight the things that he does with me. Like specifically stop and get me before you move on. And then 1-on-1. Okay, that's it. He's done. Okay, moving on to my 7th grader. Sorry if you can hear my printer in the background. I forgot to print something. All right, so I pretty much wrote hers out. Hers is, you know, a lot of the similar subjects for my son. You've seen it before. But anyway, she has her clipboard with her multiplication fluency and her sentence analysis. So that's ready to go. And then for her, I've already highlighted the things that I work through with her. 1 second here. Okay, so she starts with history. She used to start with math, and while my son did history or science, but she requested this semester if she could be the one to start with history or science and my son start with math. So I thought that seemed fair, so we made that switch for this semester. So for her, for history, she's doing Curiosity Chronicles, snapshots of modern history, and this week she is on chapter 22. So let's see, she will do chapter 22. I listen to it with her and take notes. Listen and notes. And then she will do the vocabulary here. And then she will do her timeline, which I keep in the back here, her timeline. And if there is, why did I have that in here twice? All right, I made a mistake apparently when I printed this book. But anyway, oh yeah, and then if there's map work, she'll do that as well on Monday. So timeline, I don't have a lot of room here to write, but luckily she knows what to do. Map work. And then on Wednesday, she will, what we've been doing is she's then been rereading the chapter on her own without the audio, adding anything to her notes, and then she does the comprehension questions. And it's been working. That's been working decently. So I just need to write that in here. Reread chapter, update notes, and then comp questions. And then she also has some library books that go along with this week's. This was a stack for weeks 21 and 22, but she already did the week 21 books, so these are the ones here, and so I'm not going to write it in there. She just knows to read those throughout the week. Maybe I'll write it over here. History, library books. Okay, so that is her history. I don't really have to do anything. I do listen with her on the first day, and didn't really need to highlight that for Wednesday. I go over the questions with her, but I don't sit and do the whole lesson with her. But at any rate, that's fine. All right, for math, we are doing two things. For math, we are doing two things. We are doing Math with Confidence, grade 6, the pilot program, and then she's also working through Math UC. I've mentioned in previous videos that she has some difficulties in math. We suspect dyscalculia, which we are working, getting evaluated for that. But in the meantime, we're continuing with Math with Confidence because I like it. And it does work well for her, but I feel like she needs something else. So we brought in Math UC. We started her way back at Gamma, and she's been working through it really quickly, which is fine. I don't want to just like skip the first half of the book and kind of jump in at the end. Honestly, she may not even really need Gamma, but we're trying to really lean into the mastery approach with her and the manipulatives and all that. Anyway, that's probably for another video, but we are doing every chapter in Gamma. She just does it more quickly. So she does like a whole chapter essentially in a day. She watches the lesson and then she does a few pages from the workbook, and then Friday she takes the test for whatever units she did that week, and that's working fine for now. That we will not continue to do it at that pace once we get to a point where she starts to struggle. Right now we're just strengthening her foundation and making sure there's no gaps. So but at any rate, we're ready to start a new unit in Math with Confidence. And then she does some math notebooking, and so we have a few pages that went with the unit we just finished in Math with Confidence. So on Monday, we're gonna do these, and then Tuesday, we'll jump into the new unit of Math with Confidence. Did I write that in already? I wrote the Math with Confidence in. Okay. So that's that. And then for her Math UC, she's got the DVD. That's where she watches the lesson. And then in here is she will start this on Monday. And so typically she watches the lesson, and then let me take a look here and just see. So I don't find a whole lot of value in these. So she will probably just do one of the lesson practices just so I know she's got it, and then she'll do a systematic review. So it's basically front and back of 2 pages. So I'm just gonna write plus 4 pages, and then I'll decide on that day which 4 pages, because I don't feel like deciding it right now. And then Tuesday she'll move on to 13 and do the same thing. And same thing on Wednesday. Yeah, because sometimes I like the application and enrichment, and sometimes I don't. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. 14 on the DVD plus 4 pages. And then same thing on Thursday. And then like I said, Friday, hold on. Thursday, DVD 15 plus pages. Okay. So this is super quick. Like, don't don't feel like I'm giving her way too much. It works, it goes super quick. Okay, and then, yeah, so here on Friday, she'll just do tests 12 through 15. And this will go in her Friday folder. All right, her science. I need to see what, I lost my Post-it note. I have a Post-it note that tells me exactly where we are because I had to adjust our science schedule. And without that little Post-it note, I'm kind of lost. Where's my planner? Apparently I'm just kind of lost in general. If I were my planner, where would I have put me? Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's see. All right, I still can't find my Post-it note. Oh shoot, I just forgot. I think it's lessons 26 through 29. Let me see. Yeah, 26, 27, 28. Okay. Lesson 26, lesson 27, and lesson 28. All right, and that's just with Science Mom, so I don't have to do anything with that. Okay, moving on. Fix It Grammar. She's on the same week that my son is on. So I just already filled that in. She's just on a different level. But I filled in the pages. She does the first day of the week with me, so I can go over the lesson. For her reading comp, did I go over this already? I can't remember. I think I did. Again, I'm kind of paused the Evan Moore and I'm putting in some other things. We're going to be working through the paired passages. And yeah, that's just what we're going to be working on this week. So I have those in her folder already. And okay, Lightning Lit. She alternates between Lightning Literature and Structure and Style. And this is a Lightning Literature week, so she is on to Elijah of Buxton. This is a 3-week study. And so typically what I do, just because I'm visual and I feel like, I don't know, it helps me, so maybe it'll help her, is I highlight the checklist in here for the students. So, So Monday, we're going to read nonfiction articles and answer comprehension questions. We're going to do hyphens and dashes, and we're going to write a summary. So that's Monday. Tuesday, this highlighter is Seen Better Days. She's going to read chapters 1 through 3 and do workbook pages. We're going to do a lesson on parentheses and brackets and summary. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday. If my handwriting looks messy, don't you worry. It's fine. My kids can read it. Though someone did tell me that a kindergartner has better handwriting than I do. And to that I say that is awesome and they are getting a great education. Okay, so chapters 4 through 5, setting and an acrostic poem. And Thursday, where's my color? Yellow. I don't like my color choices. They don't go together that well, but that's all right. So no reading on Thursday. Oh, a close reading. I'm assuming of a section she already did. And table of uses of setting in chapters 1 through 5. Okay, so that I have highlighted just to make it a little easier when she goes to look at what she's doing for the week. And I don't always do this with her. It depends on what the lesson is. If it's something that I think is a little more challenging, I will ask her to wait and do it with me. I think I highlighted this. Yeah, I highlighted every day. We'll take it on a day-by-day basis as to whether I would like to do it with her. The only other thing I need to figure out for this is what the nonfiction articles is. Was I supposed to do that? Let's look at week 21. Okay, so there's some articles here. I need to print those. So I'm going to mark that page. All right, and then I want to see what the composition is. If she needs more direction other than, they don't give a ton of information on the writing assignment in the student book. Summary, acrostic. So I might, sometimes I just copy this part out for her if I think it will be helpful, but I think I can just watching virtual tours and videos. Are they? Oh, okay, there's something else we have to do here. Okay, so I do need to be involved in this week, and this is why you look at things ahead of time. Okay. All right, so that's fine. I would also like to read as she's reading this as well, so I need to get that on my, I need to borrow that from the library, from the Libby app. All right, so that's fine. She knows what she needs to do there. Latin. I just printed Latin. Does anyone know where I put it? This is her Latin binder. Oh, here it is. Okay, so she does this for Latin 3 days a week. We've also added in Duolingo, which I need to add on here. Her 4th day of Latin, she reviews her vocabulary and does Duolingo. But these pages, she just does 3 days a week. And so I typically have her do one front and back like this, and then if there's a history right after it, I have her do that. But so this will be Monday, this will be Tuesday, and this will be Wednesday. Oh, perfect. Okay, so then I just put these in her thing here. Monday, I need to fix this binder. Tuesday and Wednesday. And okay. So that is her Latin, and I just need to remind her vocab review. She just reviews all her vocabulary from from the whole year. Okay, plus Duolingo. She does Duolingo for 20 minutes. Plus Duolingo. Okay. Let's see. For drawing, I don't have to do anything. She's just using this book, and I have it marked. She is on lesson 14. She does drawing. Actually, you know what? I'll write it in here. Lesson 14, lesson 15, lesson 16. She does 15 minutes of typing. Her one-on-one with me is her ADHD workbook. We start it here, and then she continues it kind of on her own the other 3 days of the week. Is that all of her stuff? I feel like it is. So that's what she has, and she is good to go. I just, again, need to put everything back on her cart in the right way because I kind of made a mess of it. I realized one major thing that I forgot to put in to our group work on Friday is our art unit, which I made a video about. No, this is gonna be a full Friday. We'll have to see what we do about that. But we are doing art. We're doing our a neon. I did a video about it. I will link it, but we're doing a neon art unit that I put together. So I have everything here in a bin, ready to go, literally sitting right in front of me. So I don't know how I forgot to talk about it and put it in here during our group work, but I did. All right, so that is everything we have for the week. I'm sorry this is so long. Next time I do one of these, I'll try to find a way to make it shorter. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm sure I forgot something, but it is what it is. Oh, I know what I forgot. For my daughter's vocabulary this week, I have been scheduling it in as a separate line in previous weeks. But I decided, since she's starting a new book this week, that where is her book? Oh, here it is. That we're going to put it in with her lightning lit, which reminds me that I need to write that in there. Because there are bound to be words that she comes across in that reading that she doesn't know. Okay, so that's good. All right, that really is everything now. So we are good to go. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I'm gonna go put all this away and be done. All right, I'll talk to you down in the comments. Thanks for watching.